What is Fischer thinking here? Doesn't the knight just take the queen? What? He just does. Wait, so does Hikaru's. That's just crazy. What's going on here? Hey, there's Ben from Benzo Chess here again with another video. Today we're having Hikaru. What if he played 1b3 against Bobby Fischer? So this game's going to go very craziness. It's like very crazy. 1b3, e5, bishop b2, knight comes out to protect. We push the e pawn out, and then the other pawn comes out. And then the bishop pins the knight. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky and a little bit crazy one after another. Now, you do not push or put your knight there because, bam! What just happened? Bobby Fischer as black already gave up a pawn. Is that really good? Not really. But we'll keep on going. We'll see how this game ends. And there's some craziness in this game. So, now, a6 here was played. And the bishop took c6 with check. Knight took back. Hikaru brought it back to b2. And then Fischer brought out his bishop to d6, attacking the dark squares towards the king's side. Now, after f3, Fischer castled. Hikaru did the same. e8, maybe going to do a rook lip, you never know. d3 was played to attack the center. And e6, so he did lip the rook. Fischer likes to be very aggressive here. Let me know what's your favorite move in this game between both players. What do you think is their best move? I'll leave it in the comments, please. Okay. Knight to bd2 and rook to g6. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, please. King to h1, because if bishop goes to here, that's going to be a nice little pin and a free pawn. That's why the king moved a little bit to the h. Now, bishop f5, interesting. And now we have a little fork, my favorite utensil. Okay, d takes e4, d takes e4, and the bishop goes to g4. This is starting to get a little crazy here. A rook lift by Fischer with being a pawn down, and Hikaru is slightly being defensive, but he has resources right behind it. Now, queen goes to e2, and I am absolutely shocked at this move. What is Fischer thinking here? Doesn't the knight just take the queen? What? He just does. Wait, so does Hikaru's. That's just crazy. What's going on here? When I saw this, I'm just like, what's going on? So, rook slides over to attack the bishop. I'm like, are they just going to trade? What if they just both take each other's pieces? This is insane. I'm telling you, this is insane. But the bishop slides back, and the knight slides back. Wow. That's just a queen trade. That's interesting. What if the bishop takes the knight? It'll just, oh no, the knight takes back. Duh. Forgot. The knight can just take back. Okay. So, the other bishop goes over there to threaten the knight, but it's just a simple little pawn push. Just a pawn push. Bring the bishop back. And then rook to e2, protecting that important f pawn. Rook slides over to h6, adding pressure to that pawn. Rook to a to e1, doubling his rooks, protecting that e pawn. Rook to d8. Interesting. Like, it looks kind of tactical here. Okay. h3 was played. Well, is that a big deal? f6. Right? Well, now king has to move to g1. Otherwise, it's just, he can't take the bishop. And now the bishop actually moves back. g4 was played. Wow. Wow. He's starting to open up his king. Hikaru is like crazy here. Let me know if you think he's crazy after g4. Okay, bishop play back to f7. So king goes to g2. Rook to d3. This is getting pretty interesting here. Knight to f1. Wow, I'm lost here. And knight to e5. Going to be trading off some pieces, I believe. Knight takes. F takes back. And then rook slides over. Interesting. It should just be a rook trade. But Fischer actually doubles up. Doubles his rook up on the d file. Rook e2. And Hikaru is doubling his rooks up on the second rank. So it's the battle of the connected rooks here. But one's on file, one's on rank. So b5 was played by Bobby Fischer, trying to get control of the queen side here. c4 was played. Very interesting. B takes c4, and now bishop takes e5. This is crucial. Very crucial right here. e6 was played by Bobby Fischer to threaten the bishop. f4 to protect that bishop. And now bishop to b4, threaten the rook on d2. Well, Hikaru just took. And Bobby Fischer took back with his pawn. Now we got a passery over here with for Bobby Fischer. Is he going to pull off a huge victory, a huge upset? Well, Hikaru played e3 here. And then g5 by Bobby Fischer. Trying to, win that bishop. But Hikaru just ignored and just took on d3. And then Bobby Fischer took on g4. Threatens the bishop on e5. Rook came down and gave a check. Bishop to e8 to block it. Now, Hikaru took back with his pawn or his bishop that was under threat. And then rook takes e4. Rook takes e4. The pony comes over to attack the rook or knight. Trying to be funny. And now, is this a correct move? Do you agree with this capture here? Rook takes f4 by Bobby Fischer. Rook takes f4. Normally you don't trade when you're losing. That's the one thing you're trying to avoid. You don't want to trade. But then rook takes, rook blocks, and then rook goes up to e6. Threatens the a6 pawn. a5 was played to protect that pawn with the bishop. Now the rook slides over to c6 to threaten the c7 pawn. And the rook, actually, Bobby Fischer's rook went to d8. Interesting. The knight comes over to protect the d2 square in case if the rook goes over there. And the bishop is trying to make some sort of threat. Actually, he's protecting the pawn too. But this just trades everything down. Knight takes, pawn takes, and it should be lights out. It should be all Hikaru's game here. Rook slides to a6, attacking the a5 pawn. d5 was played. Hikaru takes a5. h5 was played. Why not just keep on pushing the d5 pawn? Oh, well, you gotta notice that queenside pawns are over there too. So that's kind of dangerous. So Hikaru took on h5. d4 was played. King to f2 by Hikaru. d3 by Fischer. e1 was played. d2 check. And then Hikaru is just resting his king on d1 until it's the right time. King to g7. Now, Bobby Fischer's going to try to gobble up the kingside pawns. But it's going to be too much for him to handle with the queenside pawns also. So it's just pretty much lights out here. b4 was played. Bishop d4. b5. Rook to d5. Rook to a7 check. king has to go to f6. b6 was played. Rook takes h5. b7. Rook to b5. And now king takes at the right time to d2. King goes to e6. a4 was played to chase a rook out. Rook checks to king. King to c3. Rook backs up a little bit. a5. King to d5. a6. King to c6. Rook to 8 or a8. Now Bobby Fischer went after that pawn and just sacrificed his rook. The rook went over here to check from Hikaru, training off the last rooks. And now just pushing his pawn until he gets a queen. It's pretty simple. But Bobby Fischer refuses to take until now. Gets a queen. And then the rest of the moves are straightforward. If you did not know, this was Hikaru from chess.com. It's that bot, and he went against Bobby Fischer of Chessmaster 10th edition bot. So that's what if one bot played 1b3 against the other bot. And if you want proof, I did actually play the same game over here, and I just set it up. All I did was actually have them play each other, and then I just started recording. So if you want proof, this is how the game looked on Chessmaster. So I could play this very quickly. But if you really like this video and want more, please like and subscribe, as I can bring more content into YouTube and show more games like this. It's interesting how the Chessmaster 10th edition game goes against some of these bots on chess.com. If you watch one of my other videos with Chessmaster 10th edition versus chess.com bots, yes, some bots on chess.com are not as strong as the Chessmaster. For example, what if Morphe played against Morphe? So if you haven't seen that, you can also go ahead and watch that too. So we're just going to play these moves out so you can see that this is actually from Chessmaster. It's the same game. And then you're going to notice that Hikaru actually lost on time to on the Chessmaster game, but that's only due to the lagging of Chessmaster. Since it kept on lagging a lot, it's an old program. It doesn't go as well as in the past. So you hear those dots? That's a warning from Chessmaster. Same thing. Overall, I think it was a pretty interesting game. But more and more, I want to play B3 now, especially after this game. I am a B3 player as of lately, but I still try to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so if you would like to see more videos of these, please like and subscribe. I am currently, while recording this, at 199 subscribers. My goal is by the end of this month, February, once February 1st hits of 2024, is to get 500 subscribers or more. So hopefully like and subscribe. Thank you.